afternoon, folks. Welcome back along to Oakfield Farm. Another glorious afternoon here. We're doing something a little bit different, actually. We've got a big power harrow in the back here, and we've got a job called through this afternoon, really, by the site manager for the new opencast that's opening up on top of the hill. And we've been called across there just to go and have a little bit of a workover of some of the topsoil around there. They've moved and it's not going to be moving again for a while, so they want to put some grass seeds over it just to stop soil erosion, I think is the overall plan. So we're going to have a quick look, knock it down with the John Deere, and then if we need to, we'll just go in and cast in some grass seeds as well. So it shouldn't take us too long. I'm actually intrigued to see what it's like up there, because I haven't been up there. I've seen a lot of equipment moving in and around, but not really been up here yet. Starting to move a lot of earth around, to be honest, so it's getting to the point where it's quite interesting. So we'll have to see what's going on. But it is all the way up this long narrow path. Now I'd like to believe that there is a better access road for those guys to come in, because it must have been hauling in some huge equipment. Just don't think it came from here, because this is not a very friendly road. That being said, we're going to head up there, we're going to run it over, knock it down there. Waiting to see, it's been a lovely warm dry day today. Whilst I'm up here, I'm going to check to see the condition of some of the crops up here we've got to work on. There's some oilseed rape that needs to be lifted quickly, otherwise it's in danger of being taken over by this opencast behemoth that's coming. As you can see, the fields, there's suddenly an awful change in the landscape around here. A lot of brown soil on the top there and not a lot else, and then a massive heap of topsoil here. Good grief, I assume they're just continuing to build off the back of that, but that is huge. What they typically do is they'll use a lot of their topsoil as like kind of a bank around the border. It does a couple of things. I think it deflects sound, but it also obviously gives you somewhere to store everything, so that's a huge part of topsoil. And I think I'm going through here somewhere. Oh, this looks better. Oh, we've got some pretty permanent looking structures up there as well. Heavens. Alright then, so we'll go to here, I guess we'll see what's going on, and then we'll take it from there. Alright, we're going to see if we can find the man in charge. Oh, some nice looking dumper trucks there, that's for sure. And then we'll get an idea of what we're doing. Alright then, folks, we have a plan. We're going to just jump in. There's a few little small blocks we need to do. One is directly behind the shed, but I have to go a long way around to get to that. Oh, there goes the Spitfires in the corner. One's above that big bank. So what we'll probably do, we're going to just take our time through here. Seems like the trucks are all down at the moment, so there's no kind of traffic coming through here, which is probably why I'm in today, just to make it a little bit easier. But we're coming through this huge man-made like causeway almost, and the idea being that this is going to be like the service road into the mine when it's all up and running, which is quite wide in itself. But then when you consider some of the equipment that's going to be coming through here, kind of makes a little bit more sense. I mean, you could get 5 or 6 tractors wide here comfortably. But yeah, there's been a lot of dirt moved already. You can see it's all mounded up on the side there, and then the same thing applies here, but we're going to swing around. Oh, there is a tractor or excavator parked there. We're going to do this little bit here first, actually, so we'll jump up into here. You can see they've kind of just gone straight through the field of oilseed rape, which is lying there, so that's the back half that we're going to try and get into, actually, over the next few days if we can. Get that all done and dusted. But for now, our main kind of responsibility is to try and get this all worked over. Get this worked over, and then we'll try and bring in the grass harrows and just put a little bit of seed in here, just mainly to try and conserve as much soil as possible. We are on the hill. If it does rain, it's only going to go one way. That's going to be right down the hill there. So yeah, that's what our next job will be, really. Well, that's unfolding. We'll take a quick look to make sure it's all looking good. Seems to be. default. This John Deere is just around 300 horsepower. It's going to be a bit of a drag for this harrow. This is usually requires in the region about 300, so we're kind of at the top of its limits. There we go, wrong spool valve, get that put into the ground. Okay. And we're just going to slowly work over these little fields here. Make sure everything's coming through quite nice. There's a lot of dust coming off here. It's quite loose soil. You can kind of see that it's been recently kind of placed here and spread here. So it's probably doesn't really need much of a working over, but we'll make sure it's in good condition before we go any further. And then we'll be in a position where we can, like I say, we'll get this drilled and that's that done. So you can kind of get a scale as we're here, just the sheer size of this thing once it's, you know, fully operational. At the moment here, we're only at apparently at the preliminary stage of earthworks. So this massive grass bank around the side there is going to continue, and it's going to be pretty huge all the way across there. So that is something that's going to be really interesting to see, actually, just to see the size of it. Now we are going to be continuing with the arable contracts where possible for the farmers, the Johnsons who gave up all of this land. We're going to take on that work for them just so we can get the stubble to stubble, really. Over time that work's probably going to diminish because they're going to be looking into reducing the size of their land as the opencast expands. This opencast is going to be here for around, I think it's originally 7 years. So yeah, it's going to be here for quite some time, as you can imagine. A lot to do inside that time, no doubt. And by the time this is in full swing, this area will look completely different. Hopefully one day it'll return to its natural glory. You'd like to hope so. Can't really see if that's going to happen yet or not, but maybe one day it will. I'll concentrate a little bit here, a little close to the edge for my liking. Drop in half at one end. What if you go down there? Yeah, excellent. That's probably close enough to the edge for me. So yeah, I'm hoping that if we continue to do a little bit of work here and there, so it'll provide like a different avenue for us, get some diversification into our work. What would be amazing if we ever get the opportunity to reclaim this land at the end and put it back into its natural state. That'd be a lot of good work there for sure. Excellent, so we'll get this little one done. We're going to keep going around in circles, really, just to get it worked down there. It doesn't really need much at all, judging on how it's going, but we'll continue. When we get this done, we'll move on to the next one and give you a little bit more of a tour around the mine here. Well, folks, I think you'll agree you get quite the view from up here. And it's going to get a little bit worse, I think, before it gets better. Soon you won't be able to see much other than a giant hole and a lot of different trucks driving around and excavators. But for now, it's quite a sight up the top there. We've done a few small little plots there. So far we've probably only covered about 4 acres, to be honest, but it's been a lot of little bits that, some of which have been a little bit tricky to get to. Now what we're going to do is just kind of get this all done. Just kill the tractor, there we go. We're just going to finish this last little pass up here around the corner, and then we're all looking good. We'll take us back down to the yard, and on the way down there, like I said, I think we're going to check in just to see how some of those, we've got some winter wheat and some oilseed rape that ideally we'd like to get picked up out the way fairly soon, and see how it does. Certainly that oilseed rape's in a position where we can just kind of get in and get it done. That would be ideal. Particularly if we can use this access road from the mine to get to it, we might have to rely upon that, but we'll have a look-see. But yeah, this is all looking good, and I think moving on from this, we'll probably try and get back up here tomorrow if we're not harvesting straight away, and just get the grass seed put down as well, and then we'll be laughing from there on in. this is pretty much us, but as you can see, it's a little bit hairy at times, working quite so close to a steep edge. But we've managed to get there. We're doing all right. Now we're just going to fold everything up. This is all on the hydraulics. So we've got the two hooks at the top, which are on the small acting ram, and then this folds up in these two monster rams here. We don't use this power harrow as much as we could. We're trying to reduce our conventional cultivation across our land. Contractors though, on contract jobs though, you know, if a customer wants it ploughed and power harrowed, we will plough it and power harrow it. So we just kind of take it really as it comes. But yeah, that's that done for the mine today. I'm assuming they're just going to be adding more and more topsoil to this bank out here. As you can see, they're trying to strip away the topsoil there. We're on a hill, so there's going to be more on one side than the other, I would assume. But that's what I'm kind of looking at right now. And I wonder if we can... That house, that's not going to be very good to live there for the foreseeable. Pretty miserable with all the noise and the din and the dust. Oh no, we might just be able to access the OSR from down here, I think. Which I think is what we'll do just to get it lifted, get it out of the way. So we'll just pull in here. Oh, let's turn it off, I suppose. Good little matchup though for the John Deere. That's the power harrows. Absolutely brutal piece of kit. And anyway, so this field's obviously been hit by, well, it's lost half of it so far. They've stripped off all the topsoil here, and then this is all going to be stripped away next. So you can just see, standing from here, the quantity of topsoil that's going to have to be removed. It's going to be pretty vast. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. From the oilseed rape standpoint, no, it's looking pretty good. Walking in the middle here. The pods aren't too white at the moment, which is great news. Haven't split open yet. This was sprayed off a while ago though, so it's ready to kind of go. And I think what we might have to do is just take the hit and get this lifted now, just so we can actually get it done and not have to worry about the open cast mine kind of really ramping up there. So I think that's probably what we'll do. What I may well do now actually is this drive John Deere back. Have a quick phone call, and then we'll get into the combine and bring that up here if necessary. We can get ourselves going. Might be the best way to hit this, I do believe. So yeah, it's about time we got some combine done. Let's just get into here. Alright then, so I'm going to do exactly that. I'm going to head back down to the yard, where once there, we're going to make a decision, a go-no-go decision, and we'll see if we can get ourselves a combine in. That through there appears like at some stage there's been some hair coursing through here, or someone's been driving on the land unnecessarily and without permission, so that's a shame. But that's the field we'll be coming into next as well, so we can get all of this oilseed rape lifted first, then we'll be straight on into the wheat as well. So could be the good start to get us going here, but we'll see. For now though, like I say, I'll head back to the yard there and we'll catch up with you when we have a game plan. Well, would you look what we have? We are combines go. We're probably gonna take a start at the oilseed rape there. We probably won't get it done tonight. It's getting a little bit late in the afternoon now. I'm not sure how long the damp will stay for, but we're gonna go and get everything set up at the very least and see how we can get on. So behind me, I've got Barry in the Fendt. He's got the one of the trailers on the back here. He's been working on the Deutz all day today. Brakes are looking a lot better now, and that oil leak seems to have been addressed, so we'll have to wait and see how that pans out. But we'll get into that hay tomorrow and get that spread around as well. Let's see if I can get someone to come in and give us a helping hand with that. And then, yeah, all being well, we'll get flying here a little bit. But we'll take a nibble at the oilseed rape anyway, see what it's going to do. And there's not a great deal left there now that half that field's been lost, but it's still, we need to get that done just so it's out of the way and we don't have to worry about it moving forward. Let's go around there, we are. And away we go. So it's nice to get out into the combine with some venom. It's been shunted around the yard a little bit, just waiting to go, but it's good to actually get out there and get away So we'll try and see how much we can get pushed through over the next few days there. It's supposed to be a brilliant couple of days actually, so that'll allow for that winter wheat to really crack on. It's currently sitting at around the low 20s in percentages, so you know, worst case scenario, it could be lifted now, but it'll have to go through the dry quite a few times, and we want to avoid that. So we'll leave it for today and tomorrow, possibly the day after, but we'll have a look, see what it's looking like at that stage. If it's coming down a little bit, if we get it into the high teens by end of tomorrow, that's a good sign that by the day after that, over the weekend, we'll be able to get that lifted as well. So yeah, harvest is officially a go, and we'll get flying along with this, and before you know it, we'll all be said and done. There's two of our fields that we're going to be coming into. They're not ready yet. That is some spring cereal crops there, so we'll have to get into that as soon as we can do, but it's just not quite there yet. But yeah, other than that, it's going to be good. Now, this combine is second season for us, this John Deere S790. We upgraded. We did originally, before this, we had a T... what was it, a T580 I think it was, which was a good combine, don't get me wrong. It's just a little bit on the small side, so for our output we wanted something a little bit bigger, and I think, yeah, we've got something that's really going to see us through for the next couple of years at the very least. At the very least. No, it's going to be a bit tight. Easy. That wall's always the tricky bit here, and this one. None of the time I've nearly wiped that wall clean out. Now the hope is that we don't run into anyone up here, because that always ends badly. I once had someone reverse all the way up for about, oh I don't know, must have been best part of about 200 yards up this lane, because there was me and a convoy behind me, and well, we couldn't go anywhere. But we'll just take it nice and slowly. Oh, he is behind me there. Just took it a little slope. There we go. Trouble is, we have the overhanging trees on one side, but there's a fence over there. I can't get too close to that fence, otherwise I'm going to rip the whole thing through. But yeah, we don't want to get too close to these outlying branches either, because that can be equally damaging. But I think we made it. I can't get over the sight as we come around this corner here. I just can't get over the sight of seeing the beginnings of the open cast here. It's absolutely huge. The real eyesore. Ooh, that was a bump. Heavens. And so what I think we'll do, we'll just be creeping along the hedgerow. We don't need to worry about disturbing them all too much over there. There's no way to get through our hedge over there on this side of the field, so we'll have to go over the far side there, but it's not a problem. So, what we'll probably do is just get set up somewhere around here. Now this header trailer for this draper header is actually attached to the header, so we need to do a little bit of folding up there, but it's something that shouldn't be too difficult. So we'll just jump out here. Yeah, well, looking good. So first thing we do is we just kind of hook it on. This is a 9-meter draper header. Didn't go for anything too big. Is that starting to roll away? I think it might be. Okay. And then we'll get ourselves all folded up. As you can see, so those wheels now help with the draper header, which kind of flexes as you go over the terrain there. It's going to help with that. What we do need to do is fold out the combine. Put out the wheel on or the reel, sorry, and lift that up. Okie dokie then. So at this stage, we're going to leave this one here as we get ourselves settled in and get cracking with this oilseed rapier, but we'll come back to you with a bit of an update as we get going, and we will see you later. So until then, thank you ever so much for watching. Do drop a comment down below and let me know what you think and your thoughts on how the open cast is gonna go, and we will see you in the next one. So until then, do enjoy yourself, enjoy what you're doing, stay safe, but most importantly, happy farming.